Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Well, after saying that I was going to wait for a year or so to see what happened with the firmware, I bowed to the pressure and picked up a Tone Master Pro. I was watching those videos and I got hooked. I have the Headrush Prime and it's getting really close to the return period, so I thought I should order the Tone Master Pro and do a comparison between them and see which one is going to be the keeper. Now we'll take a look at that in Friday's video. I ordered it on October 8th. It got here on the 11th, so I've only had a week or so to play with it, which means mostly I have been having fun with the presets. Now the hardest part of the setup process was getting the unit out of the inside black box because that is tight. But otherwise, getting it set up, getting it plugged up, and doing the firmware update maybe took 10 minutes total. Very, very simple process. I'll post a link to my video on doing the firmware update so I don't really have to go over it here. Now before we go any further, I'd like to say how impressed I was when I opened the box and found that the USB and power cable were both 10 feet long. Now that may not seem like such a big deal to you, but to me, that said, this unit is made for musicians. You know, instead of having the regular 6-foot cable that is useless because you always have to get an extension, they put 10-footers in there. Perfect. So thank you, Fender. I had even ordered a 10-foot USB cable ahead of time, just expecting that there was going to be a 6-footer in here, so I was glad to return it. Now, like I said, I've only had it for a week, so I really haven't had much of a chance to dig into it other than looking at the presets. But that's where I found the beauty of this modeler, and it was during a very simple process. Like I said, I was messing around with some of the presets, and when I hit preset number 4, Summer of Jimmy, I just had to make some adjustments because something sounded a little off to me. That's where I found out how simple it was. Just click on a pedal and boom, everything just pops up right for you on the screen. You can either use the screen to make the changes or you can use the foot switches because the foot switches are also rotary encoders. So you can just turn the foot switch and it'll turn a control for the effect that you're working on or the amp. The scribble strips change instantly based on what you're doing and they let you know what parameters you're changing. And when you're done, just hit exit and you are back up to preset view. So simple. You know, you can either edit more items in the chain or you can hit save to save the preset. Easy peasy. In an earlier video, I had made the statement that all of the top modelers really can sound very good if you put in the time to learn how to work with them. And it's the feature set that makes you decide which unit to get. They all have their pluses and minuses, and you have to decide which feature set works for you. Now, I've already mentioned how easy it is to work with the Tone Master Pro because of the user interface and the touchscreen. But if you want to use your Tone Master Pro as a floor unit, especially if you are not young and nimble anymore, after a while it gets hard to bend down and make adjustments on the touchscreen. You know, for us older guys, our back goes out way easy these days. So you can put it on a stand like mine is right now for making videos, but the Tone Master Pro also has a fully fledged editor, both for Mac and PC. For someone like me with a bad back, this is a huge, huge plus. Now I can sit and record or make demos or, you know, just play for as long as I want to. I don't have to take a break to get my back to calm down. And I think some of you guys know what I'm talking about. It's no fun. Now, as you may have heard, the Tone Master Pro is shaking up the modeler community. Owners of other units are all tripping over themselves proclaiming that their units are far better. There's contempt for the skeuomorphic design. Now I wonder, is that an age thing? I mean, obviously I am not one of the young dudes anymore, and I grew up using real amps and real pedals. So when I use the Tone Master Pro and see amps and pedals, it's instantly familiar and very comfortable. When I look at HX Edit, on the other hand, you know, the Line 6 editor, I mean, all I see is sliders and lines. It looks more like some kind of Excel spreadsheet or something than it does a guitar modeler. I mean, it doesn't look like any amp I've ever used. And those icons, they may as well be hieroglyphics. But there are lots of guys who swear by those Line 6 icons and sliders and say it is superior to any other system. I will say that the Helix user interface is easier to use than Fractal's, but it's nowhere near as simple as the Tone Master Pro. But is the Fender system as flexible as Line 6 or Fractal? Well, That remains to be seen. So is the Tone Master Pro perfect? You know, the new kid on the block? Well, you know, I'll bet that there is a sizable portion of the owners that would say, yes, it is perfect. These might be guys that have been using tube amps for decades and this is their first jump into digital. For them, anything extra that Fender will add it's just like extra icing on the cake. But for folks who have owned Fractal or Line 6, the experience might be different. For example, Fractal uses scenes and Line 6 uses snapshots. The Tone Master Pro uses neither scenes nor snapshots because they have gapless switching between presets. The thing is, the Fractal and Line 6 users got used to using scenes and snapshots. Fender wants us to use presets as scenes, and then we can have 6 presets per song. It also uses set lists, which contain songs. So that's the Fender hierarchy from the bottom up. Presets, songs, and then set lists. More on that in a video to come. Now Fender says they too are going to be making a video explaining their philosophy on this. Now I hope that they do that, but I also hope that they'll consider some of the wish list items that some of the new owners have asked for. Fender says that they have already put 4 years into the design on the Tone Master Pro and that they plan on developing it for another 10 years. That seems like a reasonable time frame. Like the Helix has been out now for 8 years and there will probably be a new model within 2 years. Fender says that they plan on putting out at least 2 to 3 firmware updates every year. I'm hoping for more. Now I'll try out a couple of the presets here in a demo just so you can hear what it sounds like. Me personally, I think it's a winner. Now this Friday, we are going to take a look at the Tone Master Pro versus the Headrush Prime. Which one stays and which one goes? Now, you don't want to miss that, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. All right, guys, have a great week, and I will see you on Friday.